Hi guys, it's Kimberly. Welcome back to the Lumen Guru, and I have a video segment for you that I feel is really important for the collective. I've been receiving messages over the past week about how do I move forward, how do I cut the cords, how do I let go, everything from letting go of the attachment to the term twin flames to letting go of the actual twin flame, questions about cutting cords. And I just feel like what's needed overall in the collective from hearing a lot of these questions come through is a perspective shift. So we're going to talk specifically in this segment about how to release attachment and move forward, okay? Because the reason why a perspective shift is needed is because many of you are stuck right now. You're stuck in low vibrational energies, and that's due to these attachments. And so in order to get the momentum going, we've got to release the attachment. And I think that most of us don't realize where we're being held down or held back by the attachments. And so this whole video is just to draw your awareness to that, to where those attachments are and what they could be and where you can work on releasing. Okay, so, and I think there's going to be some things that even surprise you about where you might be attaching in this journey. So stay tuned. I'm going to get to that in just one second. Just one quick announcement. We still have spots left in the 11/11 Manifestation and Abundance Workshop. You can sign up on my website. That's thelumenguru.com. Click on book a session and then classes and workshops. And also, I just posted a video. If any of you have missed it, but you're catching this video, please go and watch the video that's titled Twin Flames, Your Answers Are Here. That is all about my 3-week intensive program that's launching November 26th. I feel that twin flames along any stage of the journey, with any perspective, will really benefit from this coursework. It's truly intensive. I'll be like your sort of ascension, self-mastery bootcamp coach for 3 weeks. We'll do private sessions. We'll do weekly reviews with the group. You'll get daily tools, exercises, meditations, video segments, and this will be dedicated just to this exclusive group. And so I really hope that you'll join us with this. Again, you can check all that out in that video I just mentioned, as well as on the website, thelumenguru.com. So, yeah, so getting to this segment and what we're talking about with moving forward and releasing attachment and this whole perspective shift. Why do we need to shift perspective? Why are so many of us feeling stuck or stuck in the mud or mired by the heavy energies, or even maybe trying to break out of some depression? It's because we're attached in ways that are unseen to us. And so Spirit's kind of just showing me to draw your awareness to these places. I'm not going to say anything that's going to cause, I think, earthquakes in your perspective, but I really do think these may be nice peaks of light that come through, like little epiphanies that will help you shift, okay? Especially if you're feeling the lower energies or kind of getting stuck there right now. So I drew a little diagram. Sorry for my bad handwriting, but and my little stick figure, you. Okay, so this is you right here, and you're on the ascension journey, right? You're awakening. You're climbing up this pinnacle to enlightenment, ascension. And out here in the periphery, along the way up, we have attachments, okay? And we have attachments to things that we don't even realize we're attached to. Now, the obvious thing is that we're attached to our twin flame, right? And we're possibly attached to outcome and expectation in this dynamic, right? In the 3D dynamic, and circumstance and beliefs, right? So we're attached to beliefs that no longer serve us or hold us back. And this could be a whole nother segment in itself, but we're going to touch upon it here. And there's also attachment to the term twin flame, to the phenomena, and to the concept itself. And believe it or not, all these attachments, okay, are places where we're not surrendered. And they're also places that are either imprisoning us and holding us back or holding us in a steady or fixed place holding us in a lower vibration, and they're preventing us from climbing up further, okay? And so until we draw our awareness to where the attachments are, we can't ascend fully. And for many of us, we're not aware that we're being held back like that. So the reason why I'm creating this video is so that we can become aware where we're stuck, where we're attached, where we don't need to be any longer, where we can let go and practice releasing in a greater, deeper way. So when we talk about, so when I say the term twin flames, not your twin flame specifically, but just twin flames in general, what feelings come up for you? Do you feel uplifted? Does it make you think about your journey? And do you feel inspired? Do you feel negative? Do you feel like you want to disconnect from that term? Do you feel like it's limiting you in some way? Do you feel as though you want to just not be part of this journey anymore? What are you feeling from within? Are you proud to be a twin flame? Are you actively, managing your ascension journey? And do you know that the concept twin flame has little to do with whether you attach to that term or not? It has little to do with your ascension. So I want to draw your attention to that, because the truth is that whether you subscribe to the term twin flames or not, all of you are here because you're in soul connection with another being, a very powerful soul connection, regardless of how we label that or what we know that to be right now. Because at different stages of the journey, you'll be able to validate it for yourself. At different stages of the journey, you will second guess it. But it's here. All of the concepts, the conceptual ideas and information that's being filtered to you through various healers and teachers, that is there for your awakening. That is there to wake you up to higher perspective, to soul level perspective, to understand that there's more than meets the eye in the 3D. To understand past lives, a reincarnation, soul love, soul connections, soul family, to understand better unconditional love, and to help us arrive there so that we're not so attached to the 3D, the outcome, the expectations, the control, the circumstances. So we are being asked to also release the negative attachment to not just all those things I just mentioned, the twin flame, the outcome, the expectation, the romantic love, the 3D partnering, the 3D marriage, all that. But we're being asked to release our attachment to the concept or to the term twin flame if it is limiting us in any way. Okay, so I'm giving you permission right now to do that. It doesn't make you not a twin flame. It doesn't make you not valid or not relevant or not part of this group, okay? If you are here and you are learning these tools and you are listening to these videos and you are subscribing to twin flame channels, whether or not you're a twin flame, you are in the right place. So it starts with that understanding. You are awakening. This soul connection, this powerful soul connection in your life is sparking a huge awakening for you, okay? So I want you to understand that how we relate to the term is less important than how we navigate our ascension process. And navigating our ascension to that pinnacle within doing that, it's often necessary to let go of the attachments along the way. I hope that makes sense for some of you, because some of you do feel imprisoned. Not all of you, but some of you feel imprisoned by the term or limited by it, or not sure if you belong. And I'm telling you, there is no limitation to that term. You do belong. You can validate it for yourself. And even if you're not in the full knowing, you're in the unfolding of it. And in the unfolding, you are awakening. You are expanding. You are becoming enlightened. And that's what this journey is about, okay? And it's through that work that you do that you uplift your other half and that you uplift the other soul that you're in connection with, okay? I have had, and some of you have been on my workshop calls, like the sign synchronicities and all of that, and I have had really, really astounding soul connections in my past that have brought years of signs and synchronicities, telepathy, similar to what the twin flame connection feels like. The difference is that it didn't, those relationships where I was at in my journey, it didn't spark the greatest awakening of my life. It sparked greater awareness. It sparked spiritual progression. It sparked soul lessons. This connection for me is one that has sparked all of the things that we talk about in the twin flame concept. The purpose and mission, being of service to others, the awakening and the heightened awareness, and the navigating your ascension and understanding and mastering your ascension tools and understanding unconditional love in a new way and starting to master that as well. And that's why this connection, however you label it, is so important, because you are here for a reason. You showed up as part of this community for a reason. And we are being united by this concept, by these terms, by this phenomena. But I want you to know that at the end of the day, when you release the expectation around it, like, there is a thought that twin flames are supposed to be together in the 3D. And I believe, and from what I know, twin flames can be, okay? But they're here, more importantly, your soul, your higher self is guiding you, okay? Both of your higher selves already know what path you need to take, okay? So remember that if your twin, I don't know what this is, marker, by the way, if you're looking at that dot on my thumb, if your twin pulls away, steps away, goes away, and you're like, what is this? Why is this happening? This feels so shitty. This feels so awful. And it's bringing up all your abandonment wounds and all your rejection and all your past life crap and all your inner child wounds from this life. Remember, that's the gift to you, so that you can heal that stuff. And it's through the pain that we awaken. It's through the pain that we get cracked open. And remember that from a higher self, higher soul self perspective, your twin is exiting to serve you up that gift. He or she knows that that's what's needed for you. So as much as you want to hate him or her for doing that, their soul is helping you to awaken and expand. Now, in the situations in which another car, and we're going to get to moving forward and how this all ties in. In the situation in which other partners come in for you, and I really want to stop even using the term karmic partners, because I want to start saying higher self partners, okay? Because if your twin steps away, or if you're in separation, or if your twin is within a partnership with with a higher self partner. Whether it's you or him or her, it's so purposeful, and it's part of those relationships that come in are part of what are propelling you forward. Those relationships for you, just for you, are a measure of where you're at. They're always going to be a reflection of how healed you are, how far you've come. And they're also here to further your expansion. And I want you to stay open to the possibility also that those higher self partnerships in some instances may end up being marriage partnerships or lifelong partnerships. So when you ask me, should I move forward? How do I even begin to date? You know, I love my twin flame so much, and anytime I go on, you know, you'll know when you're ready. You need to keep moving towards that which feels light to you. And the thing about it is that moving forward is not about running to the sprinting to the finish line. It's not about, throwing yourself into another relationship or, meeting someone else to distract you from your twin flame. It's not about that, or from your soul connection. It's about you understanding that space and time that you have is for your growth and forward movement and uplifting and expansion. This way, that way. So when you're down here and you're waiting and you're attached and you're trying to figure out if this is going to come around again and when it's going to come around again and how do you manipulate it and all this stuff, you're not going like this. And so as a result, the higher partnerships, the people that are supposed to come in for you, whether it's friends, teachers, new romantic partners, they're not able to find you because guess what? You're down here at this attachment level, these lower energies. You're holding yourself back, many of you. You have to start thinking about when you have space and time in these connections that you are supposed to be aligning with self. This is what in source and expanding and uplifting and releasing these energies that keep you stuck on the twin flame, the waiting, the wondering, the waiting for he or she to return, the wondering when they will, like I said, manipulating the outcome, because we can do 5D meditations to send that person love, or we can do visualizations to try to get them back into our lives. Which one are you doing, right? Like, you got to get honest with yourself about this. Are you in some way, in some underlying way, still trying to beckon that person back in? Because if you are and you're really honest with yourself, you haven't, surrendered or released the attachment enough. And your job is to let that go. You have to let that go. You have to completely let go and move forward. And moving forward is not sitting and waiting. It's focusing on you. It's furthering your expansion. It's taking part in my intensive. Like, this is the perfect time for some of you to go, you know what? I'm ready to release the attachment, and then go do this intensive program, because that program is designed to uplift you, to help you get into you, in alignment with you, and understand, once you're in alignment with yourself, where all the negativity that you're holding with your twin flame and everything. That's attachment and it's negativity. And it's that negativity, it's that attachment that actually repels the twins, in which union's not possible. So we think that if we think about it more, or we analyze it more, or we manipulate it more, or we meditate on it more, or we just keep focusing on it more, that's what's going to heal it. But in fact, that's the very thing that does not heal that connection. It keeps you from expanding. And your expansion is going to uplift the other person. Okay? And it's really important to get honest with yourself, because so many of you have said to me, I feel like it's not even time, to be with this person. If I'm really honest with myself, I don't even feel like I know why the separation's happening. I feel like it's not time yet. I still have stuff to work on or whatever. But then you're not going to your healing and doing it. So I have to encourage you to do that. And also keep in mind, it's not about deciding, well, do I go on a date? Do I not? Do I go into another relationship? Do I not? That will all line up when you're doing you, when you're doing your expansion, when you're doing your growth work and your ascension work. Those new entities, those new partnerships and everything will just come in and align with you. And you won't know what those are, why those people are coming in or what they're for, until you start making your higher self the boss of you. Because right now, a lot of you are caught at the 3D level and focusing on that. You may do a 5D meditation, but you're still here. And you may do some ascension work, but then you come back to this. It's like a baseline. It's like if we called these attachments like ground zero or ground level, this would be the ground right here. Okay. And that's where I feel like many of you are stuck. Okay. And by the way, that's where all the low vibrational energies live. That's the fear, the worry, all of that. And so the release, how do you release? Well, it's a perspective shift. So I'm here, Spirit was showing me that if I said some things in a certain light, that I may help you shift perspective. It's really a perspective shift that's going to enable you to let go. And I think Jill and Rami, they say it very well. And they're going to have you focus on how you uplift the connection. And I'm more focused on how you align with yourself and how you uplift yourself. And once you get to a certain place along your ascension journey, in your enlightenment journey, you will be able naturally to then hold space for your twin without the attachment. But I think we try to do that too early sometimes, and it's just, there's no way to get pure with it. That's the freaking honest answer, you guys. I mean, honestly, we try to get pure with the 5D meditations and the holding the space before we're even there. There's so much that you have to do to release these attachments before you can get to a place where you're going to be able to truly meditate in a pure space, 5D meditations in a pure space. Before you're truly, I mean really, truly, purely, without attachment, sending that person love and uplifting them without any attachment. So my advice to you is work on releasing the attachment first. And be honest with yourself about places where you've attached, whether to the term or where you feel imprisoned by things, and give yourself permission to let it all go. Say, I am free to climb to my highest level, to my peak. And I understand that in climbing that, all the right people, teachers, entities, romantic partners, everyone's going to come in to line up with that. And in doing that, that is what's going to bring this soul connection with this other human who seems unawakened for most of us. That's what's going to make that connection rise up and help that other person to uplift. And I think sometimes we try to get to Z before we've even got to B, C, D, E, F, G. And it's like, it's not that hard. Some of you go, but it's so hard. It's not that hard. It's not that hard, you guys. Alignment with self is so easy. It's like I always say you're one chiropractic adjustment away to, when you go to the chiropractor and he cracks your spine into place and it's like that click, 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 click. I don't know if you guys have been to like a chiropractor. Some of you probably go a lot. Some of you may have never been. But it's like this, like all these crunches and clicks in your spine. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I can turn my neck. I feel so much better. Everything's in alignment. And all it took was just that little adjustment. And that's what it's like for aligning with self. It's a perspective shift. It's someone saying the magic thing so that you get it and that you shift back into alignment with yourself. When you're in alignment with yourself, you're going to be doing the self-focus. You're going to be working on the self-love. You're going to be ascending, expanding, growing. You're going to be moving forward on your mission. You're going to be inspired. You're going to feel uplifted. You're not going to feel stuck any longer. When you're not in alignment with self, that's when you're going to be feeling. I'm talking about self and source energy too, right? So the divine and with divine self. So when you're feeling stuck, held back, depressed, imprisoned, enslaved, like you just want to cut things, you know, that egoic, like I just want to cut this connection with my twin. I just want to cut this connection with the twin flame concept. I just want to get out of here. I don't want anything to do with this. Those are all indications that you're really weighted down by attachment. And your job is to work on releasing that attachment. And how do you do that? You got to line back up with yourself. And understand also that these attachments are holding you back from connecting with all the things that are in alignment with your higher self. Okay? And I think we resist too. So like when we're in separations and when we're you know, whether the twin flame leaves us, we're resisting that. We're resisting it a lot. And that resistance is like you saying to your higher self and your twin's higher self, it's like you saying, higher self, I know you know what's best for me, but I'm just going to fight you on it. And remember, your higher self always knows, and his or her higher self knows what's good for you too. You're serving up to one another the gifts of healing. And whether and you might say, okay, well then how is my unawakened twin going to go off and heal through separation? He's totally asleep, or she's totally asleep. Well, believe it or not, maybe it's the karmic partner or the higher self partner that's going to make things click. Or maybe it's going to be that having to be without you. Or maybe it's going to be them working through their inner turmoil on their own. Or maybe it's going to be certain epiphanies that they have as you reach a higher level of consciousness. That's not for you to worry about how that's going to happen for them. You can only focus on you. And no bad can come from it. Because like I said, you'll keep lining up with your highest purpose, your soul's mission, great love, friendship, partnership. You'll keep aligning with that until the other is ready to awaken and join you at the fullest level. And as you elevate, you keep pulling that being up. You keep pulling the connection up. And so there's greater probability and there's greater chance for you to have a union. Okay. You may find that as you go up that your soul doesn't even choose your twin flame. You may just have some great love that comes in as a soul higher self partnership that is really wonderful and is your life purpose. And so if you hold yourself back from that stuck attachment waiting, you will never know what could be. And for each of you, it's going to be different. Each of you, your higher self is guiding you. And your only job is to not fight it. And so many times we resist our higher self. We resist what's happening. We resist the separations. We resist what we really need to be doing on our mission. We resist our healing. We resist all of that. And what I'm telling you is try to let that attachment go, the resistance go, and embrace it all. And think about this. Keep thinking about that your only purpose is it's you and ascension to go up. And all this other stuff is just keeping you stuck. Okay? It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you held down. It's keeping you in a fixed place. And it's keeping you actually in further separation from your twin. Okay? That's the reality of it at the soul level. So I hope that's helpful. I know I probably forgot a couple of things, and hopefully I'll touch upon them in future videos. I didn't expect this to be this long, but I think I needed to reiterate some of the ideas and some of the perspectives a little bit. So I hope that's helpful for you, and helpful and hopeful to get you unstuck. And if you need any assistance along your journey, you can always reach out to me or book a private session on theilluminedguru.com. I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.